Good morning, everybody. Roger Susanin here, coming to you live from the Channel 3 digital desk. And I have to tell you, we are tracking a lot of big stories for you on this Sunday morning, including some developing news tied to the ICE protest outside the federal building in Hartford. That protest led to some unrest, including the deployment of pepper spray by federal agents on some of those protesters, and also even some property damage. I want to show you again some of the footage from that night. Again, this played out on Thursday evening in Hartford, right outside the federal building. As I mentioned, eventually federal agents deployed pepper spray, and there was some destruction of property as well, according to investigators. And now the Department of Homeland Security has responded to this protest and to this unrest. Take a look. They write, on the evening of January 8th, a mob of radical agitators in Hartford, Connecticut attempted to obstruct federal law enforcement officers by trying to block their vehicles and broke a window of a law enforcement vehicle. That was the alleged property damage that I was referencing. Now, Secretary Noem has been clear: any rioter who obstructs, impedes, or assaults law enforcement will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Our officers are already facing a more than 1,300% increase in assaults against them as they put their lives on the line every day to arrest murderers, rapists, pedophiles, gang members, and terrorists. Now, again, I want to show you that video in Hartford once again and point out that many of the folks, of course, that were protesting on that night would probably disagree with that assessment. They claim that they were protesting, some of them, for hours peacefully before, as you can see, the deployment of that pepper spray, which changed the situation. Again, Hartford police tell us they are also, by the way, investigating 3 separate incidents tied to the response to this protest. So now you have federal investigators and local investigators looking into this. By the way, there is another ICE protest scheduled today for 3 p.m. on the New Haven Green. Again, this is all in protest of the fact that Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. That situation is under review right now and under investigation. Also in New Haven, I want to tell you about this suspect that you see here on your screen. Police tell us they arrested this man, 30-year-old Manuel Lopez of New Haven, after they claim they saw him throwing drugs, crack cocaine specifically, out of his Honda when they approached his vehicle. They say that he was parked illegally on Friday night in an area that they claim is a high-traffic drug area on Ferry Street. And they claim that basically when they approached his vehicle, he hit the gas and took off. And they also claim that they saw him throw drugs from the vehicle. Eventually, they were able to deflate his tires by deploying stop sticks, and that's when they were able to bust Manuel Lopez. Right now, though, he is free on $20,000 bond. All right, I also do want to tell you about a developing story that we have been covering right now, and that is that emergency responders swooped in yesterday and rescued an injured hiker at Penwood State Park, which is in Bloomfield. Now, the good news is we have been told they rushed that woman to a local hospital, but we've learned that she will be okay. Apparently, the worst injury that she suffered was to her arm. And again, her injuries are not considered life-threatening. So a great job by emergency responders rescuing that woman at the injured hiker at Penwood State Park in Bloomfield. Okay, we're also tracking another developing story, and that is that there is a crash in Plainfield, as you can take a look. And we know that an elderly man, we're told by police, crashed his car into a utility pole in Plainfield. This led to a lot of big problems, and believe it or not, there were power outages in that area. And following an investigation, it was revealed that the driver was headed south on Norwich Road, and apparently he suffered a medical emergency before hitting that power pole. Now listen, the utility pole has been replaced. There are no power outages right now in the area, and investigators have identified the driver as 71-year-old John Caron of Moosup, and he is right now in the care of medical folks, and they are making sure he's all right. Again, there's no charges because, again, they claim that Mr. Caron suffered a medical emergency, and that is what led up to that crash. Certainly, it's a story that we have been tracking, and apparently, again, it was caused by a medical issue. We'll let you know if the investigation evolves from there. We also have an update to just a really unsettling situation in Willimantic, and that is the fact that police now are searching for a criminal who they say threw a dog over the Frog Bridge in Willimantic. Right now, we know animal control as well as Willimantic police officers are looking for this person. The dog was killed when they were thrown over over the bridge. We can tell you that a local man discovered the body of that poor dead animal, called police, and right now they are searching for the owner of that dog and whoever threw the dog over the bridge. Obviously, that is considered a crime. All right, I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. We're going to continue to track all of these big stories for you throughout the day, including the protest, the ICE protest that is scheduled on the New Haven Green at 3 o'clock today. We can tell you that we will have a crew at that scene, and we'll have a lot of information about that protest tonight. Also, on a lighter note, the UConn women, the undefeated, top-ranked UConn women's basketball team, is hitting the court today at 2 p.m. in Omaha as they square off with the Creighton Blue Jays. So it's a big sports day across the state and across the country. Also, by the way, we will be broadcasting the beginning of the NFL playoff triple header here on Channel 3. That one is a good one, the Bills at the Jaguars. So enjoy that throughout the day. And again, we'll continue tracking all the big stories for you here on the WFSB News app and on WFSB Plus. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. We'll see you real soon here on Channel 3.